anniversary of the restoration of the lawful state of the People's Republic of China in UN, and China has already carried out a series commemorative activities. And as the PR of China to UN, would you share your feeling with us?
Yeah, we all know that this year marks the 50th anniversary of the restoration of China's lawful seat and the lawful rights in the United Nations. And with the adoption of Resolution 2758 50 years ago at the 26th session of the General Assembly, and all these are restored, and the international community recognized that the People's Republic of China, the government of PR China, is the only government representing the whole China, and which is the only legitimate representative in the United Nations. So this is indeed a victory of China's diplomacy, and also a victory of fairness and justice. And we also think it's a victory of the UN Charter principles, purposes, and principles. Well, in the past 50 years, the world has changed greatly, and China has also changed greatly. We have all eyewitnessed the great achievements made by China, and also China is entering the center of the world stage. My diplomatic career has been mainly associated with the United Nations and associated with multilateral affairs. So I do have a strong feeling that China is playing a more and more important role in world affairs, in international affairs. And more importantly, China is making more and more important contribution to in the tackling of global challenges. China is really making great contribution to world peace nowadays. Now, China is the second largest contributor, finance contributor of to the United Nations. And China is also the second largest contributor to the peacekeeping budget of the United Nations. And China also is the largest troop contributor among P5 in peacekeeping operations. And as we have discussed earlier, China also engages itself actively, constructively, responsibly in the tackling of armed conflicts and hotspot issues. So you can see that China is everywhere in promoting peaceful settlement of those hotspot issues. And China, more importantly, plays a unique role in finding sustainable solutions to all those issues. Well, in the development area, my feeling is that China is also making growing contribution to global development. We have mentioned the development initiative. That's another contribution made by China. But in general, China's contribution lies in two fronts. Front one, the domestic development. China's development in the past 50 years, especially making itself the second largest economy of the world, is a huge contribution to the development of the whole world. And secondly, China's development is contributing to the development of other countries, many other countries, developing countries. Both developing countries and the developed countries are benefiting from China's development. And China, while provide opportunities China is also providing assistance to other countries. We have provided nearly 400 billion yuan of development aid to 166 countries and international organizations. And we have supported more than 120 developing countries in developing their in implementing their millennium goals and SDGs. And China has made the biggest contribution to the global growth for 15 consecutive years. I was the Paris Director General for International Economic Affairs of the Foreign Ministry. I know very well that for the past 15 years, China's contribution to global growth is around 30%. That's really a huge contribution. And what I also feel proud is that China is making a great contribution in upholding multilateralism, in supporting the United Nations, and in supporting, maintaining a just international order. We have made our voice very clear in recent years that we need to have a strong United Nations. We need to have real multilateralism. It's not, let me make it very clear, it's not a slogan. It's not a political statement. It's an issue concerning the right direction of international relations. It's an issue concerning the direction of the development of the United Nations. So as a responsible country, that's really our duty, our responsibility to do that. And more than that, we have joined almost all universal intergovernmental organizations and signed more than 600 international conventions and earnestly fulfilled our international obligations and honored our international commitments. We have never unilaterally withdrawn from any binding international treaties or organizations. I'm also proud that China has been actively providing public goods to the world. What I have mentioned about the global initiative can be taken as an international public good. What have been proposed by President Xi Jinping to shape an international, a shared future of mankind is also a public good. And we have, you know very well, we have launched the Belt and Road Initiative, which is also a global public good. And many countries are benefiting from that. So I think in the aftermath of the pandemic, there will be a growing space for the further cooperation along in the framework of the Belt and Road. I'm sure many countries will need badly to upgrade their infrastructure, meeting both hardware and software infrastructure, meeting the challenging needs in the coming days. So moving forward, China will remain true to its original aspiration, and we will continue to join like-minded countries and partners to make even greater contribution to promoting world peace and development, and defending and practicing true multilateralism, and upholding the authority and role of the UN. So we have more work to do closely here in New York with each other. I thank you.